Hello traders, welcome back to our YouTube channel. If today is your first time watching us, kindly subscribe, like, comment and share with any other person you think could be a beneficiary to this very video. Good. This is an educational video from the camp of Bluebird Forex Academy, and this is just to give you an insight of how this week's markets would go regarding some selected pairs in the forex fiefdom. As we have been doing this always, we will go straight into the fundamentals for the week. But before we come to the economic events that would happen for the week, I would like to switch back to what happened last week in terms of fundamentals. Good. So especially what happened on Wednesday. So on Wednesday, most traders were expecting economic event that is called CPI in the US. So the CPI simply gives you an idea about the inflation of a particular country or the inflation in a country. So CPI is telling you the prices of things that are in a country, whether they are cheaper or they are expensive. Good. So maybe you buy a phone today, tomorrow the price goes up. The change in price is influenced by inflation. Good. So I was really expecting these figures on US CPI. I was really expecting to see a cooler CPI. So a cooler CPI means a cooler economy and a very strong currency. So a cooler CPI would make the dollar weak. Good. That is it. But the citizens in the country would enjoy because prices of things wouldn't go up like that. But when CPI goes up, when inflation goes up, prices of things go up and the currency becomes very strong. That is it. Good. Now let's move on. We don't have much to waste regarding fundamentals or economic events. Let's go straight into this week's economic events. So we have series of events happening this week, and as you can see, I'm always interested in red impact news and the orange impact news. The red ones are very high in the market and the orange ones are medium. Good. So that is, these two colors are always my target. We have the white, the ash and the yellow, but those ones are not my target. I'm always focusing on the red impact or the high impact news and the medium impact news, which are red and gold. Good. Red and orange, kind of. Good. So straight into Monday's events, we have news on Chinese yuan. So whoever would want to trade the Chinese yuan, you should be able to check on the economic events around it, because that would help you plan your trades well. So we have news on USD, Chinese yuan and euro as well. Good. On Tuesday to the same thing, but Tuesday is my target because I'm trading some USD and Canadian dollar pairs. Good. So I'm expecting, with a CPI in Canada, I'm expecting a lower CPI than the forecast. This is the forecast, 0.3. This is the previous. Good. 0.4. So I'm expecting something below 0.3 or even 0.3 itself. Good. I'm expecting the inflation in Canada to come down, to be very cool, so that citizens will feel okay. But in other way, I have my technicals backing this as well. Good. So that is what I'm expecting on CPI. And New Zealand dollar too, something is happening on it. Yes, CPI quarterly CPI. Very simple. Good. So before you trade the forex market, you need to familiarize yourself with websites like this. Yes, websites like this. This is forexfactory.com. You need to familiarize yourself with websites like this where you get economic events because they move the market as well as technical analysis. Good. Now let's go straight into technicals. The very first one I would talk about is USD card. Now USD card's setup was given last week Sunday during the forecast like this. Yes, the analysis was done during the market forecast like this last week Sunday, and the prediction was to see USD card move to the upside. Yes, come to a particular zone and move to the upside, and it has equally done as expected. Good. I was waiting to see USD card after all these confluences on the chart, these writings on the chart. These confluences are not there to confuse you. They are there for you to know why I am anticipating a buy on, or why I was anticipating a buy on USD card. So this one tells you that yes, price is coming to the downside, and I was expecting price in this order block. That's what you can see right here. Waiting zone, blah blah blah, waiting zone or entry zone. So I expected price to come here, and it came there. Good. And it started pushing to the upside. And one interesting thing about it is that it has given or printed an engulfed candle, that is a bullish one. So that means the bulls have announced their presence. It means the buying signal has really shown. Now another confluence or another signal I've seen on USD card that has really got me excited is very simple. The RSI. The RSI, we call something RSI divergence. So divergence is an English word. It means moving in different directions. So on the RSI, price is going up, but on the chart, price is coming down. That should tell you that yes, there is a divergence on the chart with the RSI. So this is what it means. An RSI simply tells you the momentum of a particular trade. The momentum of a particular trade. Now, the chart is printing a bearish momentum, but the RSI is printing a bullish momentum. So that tells you yes, even though price is coming down, the strength of sellers are not that strong, are not there. Yes, price is pushing to the downside, but the strength of the sellers are not there. But on the RSI, price is pushing to the upside, which shows yes, the bulls are changing the narrative. They are switching things to a different direction, and that is exactly what has been another big reversal signal for me on this very trade. Good. So the RSI divergence, I don't joke with it, honestly. So that is it. So I expected price to come here, and it has. And it has moved over 140 pips already. And yes, all those who took the trade with me are in profit. Good. So I'm expecting price to move to the upside because of this RSI divergence. Price is really going to be bullish for long. Yes, it's going to be bullish for long. The buys are going to be printed for long. Good. Now the next one to talk about is the AUD card, that is Australian dollar and the Canadian dollar. Very simple. So you come back to the chart to see whether there are news or economic events in Australia Yes, there is. It's a high impact news, so you don't joke with it. Sure, you should always put that at the back of your mind. You shouldn't play with high impact news. So with this very news, I'm expecting AUD card to be bearish in the short term and be bullish, turn to a bullish trend in the long term. That is exactly what I am expecting to see on AUD card. Good. I've identified all my confluences and I'm just waiting for price to come back into my zone for me to execute my trades, because this shows, yes, there is a very high impact news on Tuesday, and as well a very high impact news on Thursday on AUD. Yes, so these 2 days, Tuesday and Thursday are going to be very prominent in the lives of some traders. Good, in the lives of some traders. So I'm expecting price to come down. This is my first confluence. Second, I've seen two of them. The third one is a falling wedge. So each and every time a falling wedge is formed, it is expected, price is expected to break out to the upside, because it is falling, the wedge is falling, so it has to break out to the upside. Good. So I'm expecting price to come down into the zone and I execute my trade. Very simple. Very simple. And there is a correlation with AUD and gold. Each and every time you see gold selling, it means AUD is weak. The Australian dollar is weak. If you see gold buying, it means the Australian dollar is very strong. Good. So I'm expecting to see a stronger USD against gold, so which could or equally influence the drop or a weaker season for AUD in the short term. Good. That is equally what I'm expecting to see, for price to come down here, for me to expect a breakout to my target zone. Now the next one, GBP chef, that is Great British Pounds and the Swiss franc. Good. Let's check and see on the calendar if there are some economic events. Yes, we have an economic event on Friday for GBP, and on Wednesday for GBP it is CPI as well, this one. So as I said, CPI talks about a country's inflation. Good. So Nigeria, they have CPI. Ghana, they have that. Good. So GBP USDs, I'm equally expecting something like that. I've identified all my confluences on GBP CHF, for which I'm expecting price to break out from the consolidation zone to the order block, and I pick my trade. And there is one crucial institutional reference down here where price could equally come to. Yes, you have to be mindful of that. Price can equally come to this old low over here. Yes, price can equally get there. So if price should get there, then it tells you, yes, there is so much liquidity down here. So this is what I would do. As soon as price gets into the order block, I wouldn't rush. I would wait to see price action confirmation in this very zone, because that is my entry. But at the back of my mind, I have the old low as an entry as well. So it depends on how the candles will print in this order block. That would trigger or inform me about my entry decision. Good. So I'm expecting GBP CHF to come down into my zone before it goes up, because every confirmation has shown, all the confirmations are very clear right here. They are very clear. The very first one, order block with a fair value gap. The second one, break of structure. The third one is the consolidation. So a consolidating market is part of the market's algorithm. In some parts, they call it accumulation. So right after every accumulation or consolidation, price is expected to break out, and that is also called an expansion. So you expand, the price expands. That is called a breakout as well. So I'm expecting price to break out into the zone down here, so that a good decision could be made on GBP CHF. Good. So please kindly subscribe, hit the like button, share, leave a comment. Let us talk about what really the market is saying. Let's learn each and every time we get access to YouTube and the internet. Visit my channel, watch the videos and learn from them. I wouldn't hide anything from you. Each and every Sunday I'll come here to analyze the market and predict the trend of some valuable pairs we don't really pay attention to. Good. So that is it. So I have another one on US oil which I would like to show on US oil. And US oil was buying. I did an analysis on it last week. Yes, last 3 weeks. Good. 3 weeks ago, US oil was buying. Yes, I was in a buy trade. I picked the buy trade, and you could see that price had gone to the upside. Now let me move straight to US oil. Good. So we're expecting price to reverse around $76. Good. Around the $76 zone. Good. So I'm expecting price, the current price is 75.22. I'm expecting price to reverse in that same zone, 76, 78, 79. Good. That same zone. That is where I'm expecting price to turn around peacefully. Good. Now there has been some news. There was news in Saudi Arabia regarding US oil. Good. It wasn't necessarily US oil, but they decided to, OPEC or Saudi Arabia decided to cut short their oil production over there. So it affected the price of US oil. That was why you could see price going to the upside. But in the actual scene, US oil is in a downtrend. So it's always best to pick trades which are in line with the trend of the market. Good. So this is a perfect one for me to let you equally see. US oil is right here, and you can see all the confluences have been shown. Earlier, when I picked this buy trade, I saw this consolidation, and as well there was a break of structure right here. Good. And that was why I picked the trade to the upside, and it has gotten to another order block over there. This is a break of structure. This black horizontal line right here is a break of structure, and I've seen a rising wedge. Each and every time a rising wedge is supposed to be broken down right here, it needs to be broken down. So if the wedge rises, the breakout should be a downside breakout. If the wedge falls, the breakout should be an upside breakout. So these are the expectations I have on US oil, USD CAD, GBP chef, and AUD card. Please don't forget to subscribe, click on the like button, share the video with whoever you think would be a beneficiary. Don't be a beneficiary alone. Share with others, share with friends, so that we can make this very thing a very positive one. Kindly leave a comment or leave any question down in the comment section if you have one. Thank you so much. Thank you. God willing, next week we'll meet and discuss our forecasts as well. Thank you for being with me. Bye bye.